GTA 5 launched in 2013 for the Xbox 360 and PS3, and 9 years later, Rockstar Games is still squeezing the udders and milking them dry, monetizing the ever-living shit out of their open-world crime game. First, Rockstar defecated on the PC modding community by giving us the Trilogy, the Definitive Edition, which as we know was not the definitive edition of those three PS2 classics. An update after patch after pumped up marketing campaign to get GTA Online to be the pinnacle of what it is today. It seemed like we were never going to get GTA 6. That has been officially announced by Rockstar Games that they are working on GTA 6, as we have had the longest gap between one of the main entries into the franchise. But today I'm going to talk about GTA 5, the enhanced version for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S and X. It's not free. It's not even really cheap, but it's not all bad. There are some nice performance tweaks and some nice quality of life features that I will cover as well. Let's get this thing. Alrighty, Stallions and Stallionettes, welcome to the Gamer Heaven. I'm your host, AK40 Kevin. Share my screen over here. I have a couple of articles pulled up that will be cited or sourced down there in the description below, as I do anytime I cover any news in the gaming community or industry. I look really tiny in that window, so let's make myself look a little bit bigger. Whoa, not that big. That thing probably should have been on for the intro. It's pouring smoke and steam and gamer goodness. Share my screen over here again. So this article from Push Square, it kind of tickled me the wrong way. I just don't like the way that this journalist approached this. They make it seem like it is a reward, a treat that Rockstar is giving us by charging us only $10 for the first 3 months, and then the full retail price of this upgrade is $40. Now, ideally, this should be a free upgrade. Now, I do get that they have put a lot of work into this. I will cover that in this article over here, the changes between the initial game for Xbox 360 and Xbox One and PlayStation 3 and 4 to what we're getting now on the current generation consoles, the PS5 and the Series brothers. But the thing is, why it bothers me so goddamn much is Rockstar was blatantly open about the fact that they weren't going to produce GTA 6 until GTA 5 stopped being so lucrative for them, which I understand, but they have milked the gaming community, particularly their fans, their Rockstar Games and specifically GTA fans, to all oblivion. Our nipples are chafed and there's really nothing left. We're not really lactating milk anymore. It's just powdered dust right now. We're basically spritzing Scarface powder all over the place because all we have left is dust, powder here. I feel the same way about Skyrim as well. That franchise is just so well tapped. And then also just coming off of the heels of the Trilogy, the Definitive Edition, this just really isn't a good look. This journalist over here says it's supremely generous. Supremely generous would be having it be a free upgrade since you've already purchased the game, full retail price. Being able to upgrade it now that you're on a new generation console would be supremely generous. We don't think many people will be grumbling about what Rockstar's offering here. Well, I guess I'm not very many people because I'm doing a little bit of grumbling. So until June 14th, you can pick this bad boy up for $10 US. That's going to get you the single player. GTA Online, guess what? It's free. You can lock in GTA Online free now and it will still be free for you. However, after that, if you didn't download that, you're going to pay $20 for the standalone of just the online, which does make sense that they separate it because a lot of people have already beaten the ever-living shit out of the campaign or story mode, offline single player mode, and they pretty much just play GTA Online now, so you can get that. However, if you want the single player and online, it is a $40 title, but that's just a little bit stinky to me, and it's something that I think is an oversight from Rockstar, and I think they're really disconnected from their community. Coming over here, what are all the differences between the old version and the new version? Quite a few differences, actually. First of all, how the game is actually going to run is going to look substantially more beautiful, and it's also going to be a lot more fluid and smooth with a higher frame rate. There are 3 new graphical settings. You have Fidelity Mode, which is going to run at the highest visual settings, so it's a native 4K with ray tracing at 30 frames per second. Gross. Get it the fuck out of here. Both PS5 and Xbox Series X offer that mode. The little Series S actually supports upscaled 4K resolution. When I read that, I was pretty surprised. I do own a Series S. I had that before I got my Series X and PS5. Most games run at upscaled 1440. So it runs at 1080p and then upscales to 1440. You can't really notice that it's being upscaled in a lot of titles, but it is. So the fact that it's running upscaled 4K was quite impressive. You have performance mode, which is going to target obviously your highest frame rate at 60 frames per second. And that is still at 4K resolution, but no ray tracing. And in this mode, you're getting 1080p 60 on the Series S. Finally, this is the mode that I'm going to run this bad boy in, which is Performance RT, standing for ray tracing, of course, which is a little hybrid. It gives you some beautiful graphics, some graphical fidelity, but also a smooth frame rate of 60 frames per second. And you are still getting ray tracing. Granted, it is going to be toned down. They don't break down exactly what it's cutting out, but my humble opinion, it's most likely going to be a little bit of the reflections and some lighting. Obviously, ray tracing is broken into like 3 subcategories, so they're obviously going to have to taper back somewhere. And this is another big one for owners of the PlayStation 5, myself included, and that is features and functions of the DualSense controller. controller. They are going to have haptic feedback, so obviously when you're running over different materials in the asphalt, you're going to feel that. Different weapons are going to vibrate differently in your hand, and then also the adaptive triggers, so different cars will have a different gas and brake feel. Each firearm will have a different braking point in the trigger and a nice clicky reset and all that good stuff. And they're also going to include Tempest 3D audio for PS5 and spatial audio on the Series X. Now, I have tested both these thoroughly in surround sound soundbars and also a good set of cans headsets, and they both do function well, but I will say Tempest 3D audio is substantially better on the PlayStation 5 than spatial audio on the Series Brothers. But it is nice that they are making full use of not only graphics but also sound as well. That's another sense that gets overlooked quite frequently by developers, especially when they're just doing a remaster or remake. This is a remaster. Rockstar promises quote-unquote high-end PC visuals on console, including increased population and traffic variety, increased vegetation density, improved lighting quality across shadows, water reflections, and other elements, plus improved anti-aliasing, motion blur, go ahead and turn that right off, and highly detailed new explosions, fire, and much more. So right here, highly detailed new effects, explosions, fire, and much more. So that's awesome that it's not just slapping a fresh coat of paint, increasing the resolution, turning the dial to the right, and stepping away. They're actually putting in some new textures and some new effects. Now, high-end PC visuals, I actually believe this, even though the new gen consoles or current generation consoles don't hold a candle to something like a 3080 Ti or a 3090 when it comes to sheer graphical performance, teraflops and QT-cores and ray tracing units and all that crap. But I will say, in my 1 year of owning a 3080 graphics card, now a 3080 Ti, and a PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S and X, I'm actually quite surprised how close the gap now is between consoles and PC. You get a very, very good gaming experience out of these consoles, and this game seems like it is going to take full advantage of that. This is also another very welcome feature now that the PlayStation 5 and Series Brothers are using an SSD or solid state drive as opposed to the mechanical hard drive that's inside of the previous generation consoles. Loading times are going to be substantially faster. Even if you're playing GTA 5 on the new generation consoles, the loading times are quicker, but now they're going to make full advantage of having those SSDs, so that is awesome. As for GTA Online, it's getting some more features as well. You're getting those 8 years worth of gameplay updates and content, as well as new vehicles, so basically all the DLC and all the goodies that we've been getting over the last 8 years. All those high-profile marketing campaigns that I was talking about with celebrities and stuff, like I'm sure you've seen the ads and stuff. Dr. Dre was just in one. This is Rockstar's cash cow for sure. And we're also getting some new quality life improvements, including a new intro and tutorial, and a more useful main menu that lets you jump directly into activities. This right here is super welcome. This isn't a huge deal. Great. New intro, new tutorials, fantastic. We don't really need a tutorial for a 9-year-old game, right? But a new main menu that lets you jump directly into activities. That is because of that lightning fast SSD, to where now instead of having to go into a main menu, because that's actually hiding or masking a loading wall behind it, just like cutscenes that you can't skip through, the game is actually loading in the background. Now, because you have those SSDs loading up the game lickety-split, lick the clit, you're going to be able to jump directly into that heist with your buddies. And this is another extremely welcome feature that I am so glad they're including, which is the fact that you can now transfer all of your progress from single story as well as online. So if you played this on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, which I'm sure most of you watching did, you can transfer all of that progress over. Now it says this is a one-time migration, so I don't know what that means. Like if you fuck up the first time, you're just screwed and you can't attempt it again or whatever, but the transfer has to be done through the Rockstar Games Social Club account. So I don't even think you can do it from the console. You probably have to get on a PC or the mobile phone app and then transfer over your profile that way. So it seems like it's going to be kind of a pain in the rump or tuchus, but the fact that they do offer it is cool. So if you do own one of these new generation consoles, this is definitively going to be the best way to play the game. However, almost everybody has beaten the ever-living shit out of the story mode. However, for myself, I have not played it since the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 launch. That is actually the last time I played through GTA 5, start to finish through the story, which is actually really good. It's a long story mode and it's got some really memorable moments, and I have been waiting for an excuse to play it again, and this might be it. $10 isn't terrible. I do think it should be a free upgrade. $10 I can live with. I would not wait 3 months and pay $40 for this title if you are planning on picking it up at all. But me personally, I'm going to be playing the story start to finish, as well as playing GTA Online on the PlayStation 5 back there. Screen capturing, that is hooked up. By the way, there's an HDMI cable that runs underneath the cableway through this whole desk and is plugged into a capture card over here, and I can actually capture 4K gameplay from that to my PC. So I'll be recording gameplay footage and do a comprehensive review of the performance differences, real world performance, not on paper, but the actual to the end user's corneas and in your hand with the DualSense controller, how this upgrade feels. Is it worth 10 bucks? I'm sure it will be. I'm sure it'll be worth $10. 40? I don't know. That's That's just a big old cash grab. Drop in the comment section below if you are going to be picking up this enhanced or upgraded version for the new generation console, or if you were even able to get your hands on a new generation console yet. They've been out for over a year now, and a lot of gamers still can't get their hands on these units, which is incredibly frustrating. If you enjoyed the video, liking it helps it to get seen by more gamers. This information will reach and assist them as well, which in turn helps me grow this little channel, which I do greatly appreciate. Subscribe for more content like this. I cover news in the gaming community and industry, tutorials helping you get set up streaming and YouTubing, as well as honest gaming product reviews, keyboards, mice, headsets, controllers, mics, chairs, etc. There are some hefty exclusive discount codes found only in the description of my videos and only for the audience here at Gamer Heaven. Check out Into the AM for some of the sickest looking and most comfortable cloth to ever grace my gaming giblets. If you don't want to be scorching your corneas with harmful blue light, check out Gamer Advantage, the only blue light glasses on the market that look sexy and actually work. If you're looking for a custom controller that'll blow the competition's tits back, AIM definitively has the best bang for buck or price to performance when it comes to Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch controllers. Nope, they don't do Switch, but they do gaming mice. I said doo-doo. I have links to all my other platforms and socials in the description below. If you need a quick laugh or blast of gamer adrenaline, check my short form videos out at TikTok. Follow me at Facebook Gaming, where I am a partner and upload a ton of exclusive gameplay content. To get in touch with myself and the Stallions and Stallionettes of Gamer Heaven, join the community Discord, and check me out at twitch.tv, where I go live every other leap year on a blue moon if it falls into an odd calendar number, and my pH balance is on point. Just kidding, starting June I'm going to be live streaming a lot. Thanks for watching. This has been AK40 Kevin hosting Gamer Heaven, and I'll see you tomorrow because I upload daily, all the time, 60% of the time, sometimes, most of the time. Peace.